Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hamburg, Pennsylvania. And the site of the PIAA State Girls Basketball Tournament quarterfinal round between your Squirettes of Delone Catholic and the Lady Meteors of Montrose. I'm Dan Colgan, and I'm joined tonight by broadcast partner Tom Reese. Welcome, Tommy.
How you doing tonight, Dan?
Well, I
feel a little bit better today. I hope so. It's going to be a hot one in here tonight.
And those of you who are friends with me on Facebook know that I had a pretty rough night of it, so I'm going to do the best I can to stay with you pretty much all night. Again, we welcome Kathy Rohn on the camera. Thanks, Kathy, for flying in with me literally today. I appreciate that. Delone Catholic coming off their second round, 58-36 win over the Cardinals of Pine Grove. Your Squirettes look for another consistent and steady performance offensively and defensively tonight to get an opportunity to advance to the Eastern Final Tuesday night against the winner of the latter game tonight between York Catholic and Dunmore.
No, Mount Carmel there, Dan.
I'm sorry, Mount Carmel. Thank you, Tommy.
That's all right.
Mount Rose Meteors are coming off an emotional win this past Tuesday against Carver, 55-49. The Lady Meteors lost one of their leaders early in the third quarter, Sarah Kapusnicki. I'll get that right eventually. Came to a head injury early in that third quarter. Then he looked to Dallas. I'm going to get that name right. Ely. She came through for them big time, scoring a career high 41 points. And that was a career high for her. Ely is the school's all-time leading scorer with 1,779 points. She has, Tommy, in 6 postseason games this year, she's averaged 30.2 points per game.
Wow, she's a scorer. So you know she's going to be the leader, and she's going to be taking the Lady Meteors on the back and trying to take forth and push past the Squirettes here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that game was close all the way late into the fourth quarter where it looked as if Carver might come close to closing it out. It was 43-35 with less than 5 minutes remaining. That's when the Meteors got a spark from 2 of their youngest players. Megan Guilfoyle scored a three-pointer, her first three-pointer of the year, and immediately sophomore Myra Lattimore hit a low jumper, post jumper, to cut the lead to 43-40. It went back and forth. It got tied again at 43 with less than a minute to go. Ely's capped off her night, dropping a 10-footer and drawing a foul. She drained that foul shot, Tom, to put the score to 52-49. She then sealed it all together pretty much with the 3 late fourth quarter free throws. Basically, the Lady Meteors, you got some people to watch. Obviously, Ely, she's a 5'8" senior. She's averaging across the season 22.7 a game. Sarah Krapinski, a 5'8" senior. She's 10.7 points per game. And Lattimore is a 5'9" sophomore. She's scoring 7.1 points per game, Tom.
And yeah, from the way I understand, this is the best season that the Lady Montrose Meteors have had in the school history here. So it's very exciting for them to be here. You know, it's going to be a tough challenge for the Squirettes tonight. You know, there's a lot of balanced scoring there on the Montrose team. So that everybody's got to D up. We got to play good team defense, and the supporting cast has got to step up like they did the other night and score when they have the opportunity to.
This is the Lady Meteors. This is their first trip this far into the state tournament. And of course, Delone Catholic's been a familiar name to everybody in the state tournament the last decade. Obviously, again, 2003, 2004, 2005, back-to-back state titles. But some people don't realize there's been a lot of wins in that time period. From 2003 through 2011, they have reached the quarterfinal round with the exception of 2 years where we played in the AAA class. But this is out of 13 years, Coach Jerry Eckerberg has been on the bench for the Squirettes. We've been in the quarterfinal or better 10 of those 13 times. Tom.
And I tell you what, that's a large accomplishment for Coach Eckerberg, you know. That's something to look at, you know, and for all the future Squirettes coming up through the program, people like Meredith Cox, people like Sierra Moore and Maria Fatitis, and those players have set a standard for Squirette basketball. So you have to really come into the season and come into play with Jerry Eckerberg ready to go and ready to be competing far and deep into the state playoffs.
Of course, the Lady Meteors, they are District 2 champion. They come in with a record of 26-2. Their coach, Al Smith. Coach Smith was talking about his team this week, and he said basically they're going to try some different things against Delone Catholic defensively to contain Sierra Moore, but he admits that she'll probably get her points. You know, it's stopping everybody else that's going to be the key.
And you know, that's what we've talked about all season long, Dan, is Sierra's going to get her 20. She's going to get in around her average. but the supporting cast all have to average their points, and somebody in the supporting cast has to step up and have an excellent game. Lately it's been Maddie Conley both at the offense and defensive end of the court, but tonight I'm looking for Maria Fatitis and Abby Sponsauer really to step up and have better games than what they had the other night at Milton Hershey against Pine Grove. They had good games, but they didn't have Maria Fatitis and Abby Sponsauer type games. They struggled a little bit with some turnovers, but I look for them tonight to get into the flow of the game early. Sierra's going to get them involved, and they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready to go.
All right, tonight's game is brought to you by Town M Video and Computer in McSherrystown, of course, Delone Catholic, as well as Niederer Sanitation and Sacred Heart School in Hanover. We're going to take a quick break and talk about one of our sponsors here. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Established in 1940, Delone Catholic High School is located in south central Pennsylvania, 13 miles east of Gettysburg in Adams County, in the Diocese of Harrisburg. It enrolls students from both Pennsylvania and Maryland. As a Catholic diocesan secondary school, Delone Catholic serves students of all faiths in grades 9 through 12. It offers its students a program of study and activity designed to provide them with diverse experiences which will equip them to recognize and respond to the truth. In an atmosphere conducive to the growth of the whole person, the faculty and staff encourage its students to integrate the spiritual, intellectual, aesthetic, personal, social, and physical aspects of life. They also challenge them to strive for excellence and to assume their rightful roles as responsible citizens in a modern world. Discover the difference that a Delone Catholic education can make in your child's life at www.delonecatholic.org. or contact Delone directly at 717-637-5969.
All right, welcome back to Hamburg High School. Hey, just wanted to get a mention. We put it up on Facebook today. You can reach us if you want to join us and follow us at Twitter. Our Twitter account is at DCBN Sports. That's at DCBN Sports. I put a little bit of a post up there today, Tom. I don't know if you noticed it or not. Talking about my ills of the night before, as well as so ask for some suggestions on how I can keep my voice going tonight. And I got to tell you, Tom, we got some interesting responses. I wrote them down as we were going here today. Terry from 17402 says, "You've never sounded brighter." Meryl from 17325 says, "Boy, not feeling well and going through puberty. That stinks." Amanda from 17102 says, "Try some lemon." Okay, Amanda, thank you for that. Pat from 17344 says, "Try not talking so much."
Oh, there's two. Wait, one's a good one there with the lemon, and the other one comes right back at you there, Dave.
And then finally, Alex from 17101 says, "Try some honey and tea." So I thank you all very much for those compliments, if that's what you call them.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both there.
But we thank you for that. Join us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter tonight. And I tell you, we got a little bit of a special thing going on tonight. Follow us on Twitter and then tweet us tonight from the location you're listening to. We're going to pick one person that tweets us tonight with their location to receive a $25 gift certificate to La Cucina Italian Restaurant in Hanover. So if you're on Twitter, or if you're not, get on Twitter and tweet us and let us know where you're listening from tonight. We'd like to give away a gift certificate there.
Well, this is a big weekend, too, this weekend, isn't it, Dan?
It is.
Something going on Sunday?
Something going on Sunday, yes.
Something going on Sunday,
I
tell you what. It's a big weekend.
I think it's the slop dinner at Delone Catholic. Those of you who graduated from Delone or have gone to Delone Catholic or have kids that went to Delone Catholic know the term slop. And if you don't, go to Delone and get a ticket for this weekend. I'm sure there's still tickets available if you contact the school or contact some of the people there. It is a traditional turkey dinner with all the fixings. You got the mashed potatoes, the gravy, etc. We call it slop because pretty much everybody just threw it all together during lunchtime. It is a fantastic meal. If you haven't had it before, you got to get there and have some.
Yeah, bring it back, and a little bit of memories of coming to Delone Catholic. Sitting around the cafeteria, talking to some friends and family, and plus, it helps out the students at Delone Catholic. So it'd be a great way to enjoy your Sunday afternoon.
Okay, Tom. Hey, on Tuesday night, we were at Milton Hershey High School. Sierra Moore against the Lady Cardinals put up 22 points. Now, she's right around her average there, Tom, but more importantly, she had 8 of 14 from the foul line. Delone really needed that help.
Yeah, it did. And she had a lot of big assists in there, too, Dan. You know, there were some breakaway layups where she could have forced the issue a little bit. She kind of pulled up, slowed the pace of the game, and then hit her trailers coming down the lanes for wide open, beautiful layups. So Sierra really played that team ball game, and that's what she's done all year long. You know, and I look for that early for her tonight, but also I look for Sierra at certain times to, you know, really take over the control of the scoring of this game and kind of take the Squirettes on her back and hopefully push them into the semifinals.
Well, of course, Sierra did score in double figures, but what was notable is that while no other scorers on Delone Catholic got into double figures, there was 4 that were very close. Maria Fatitas had 9, Maddie Comley had 8, Julie Mall filled in really nicely, had 8 points, and Bethany Ball with 7.
Well, I think the biggest part in there is you said Julie Mall with 8 points. I mean, Julie has been playing some very good, consistent minutes here in the district and state playoffs for the Squirettes. And she's going to be big tonight. She muscles up. She's a little bit physical down there defensively and does a real nice job. And she's big enough that she can get up there and get the rebounds and get them second-chance points.
Maddie Comley, another big contributor for Delone Catholic. 21 points in the past 2 games, Tom. She's a freshman who's no longer a freshman. Even more than her contributing in the scoring realm, Maddie played with an intensity on defense that, frankly, Tom, you know, makes this ball hawk here, a ball hawk of a coach, extremely excited to watch.
Oh, my, I tell you, Maddie Comey's played a lot of basketball over her years. You know, she was a star at St. Joe's in Hanover for the 2 years she's there, and now she stepped right into the role here at the Delone Catholic as the freshman. You know, it seems that Jerry picks a freshman if they're outstanding enough to step onto the team, and it's been great this year that she's had a chance to play beside, you know, perennial All-American Sierra Moore and learn how to be a team player and how also at certain times, you know, Maddie's going to need to take over the game too if she has the opportunity. She's an offensive-minded player, and she can do that.
Just real quick here, tonight, Delone needs to account for a 1-2 punch of Dallas Ely and Sarah Kapinski. They're our 2 leading scorers. They need to continue basically to play with that signature defensive intensity for all 4 quarters, Tom. They didn't, teams that get to this level in the state tournament, they're not shabby teams. Okay, so you're going to have to be on your game right from the beginning. You can't have, you know, the accidental mental mistakes, and they can't have those lulls in point scores like we had the other night.
Well, I think we talked about it earlier before we came on the air. Unforced turnovers are going to be a key for both squads. Who's going to have the least amount of unforced turnovers? Who's going to get to the foul line and convert at the foul line? And also, you know, foul trouble. You know, last game the Squirettes were not in foul trouble, and the Lady Cardinals from Pine Grove were. The game before that, the Squirettes had a little bit of trouble with the fouls against South Williamsport late into the game there, but they held on with nobody fouling out. So that's going to be a key on how the foul situation is tonight.
Okay. We've got about a minute here before we have the introduction, so we're going to stay here with you until we get through that and we have the tip-off. It's about 6:57, 57, 6, something to that effect. Clocks aren't probably right here in the gym, but you know, Delone Catholic is looking like we were talking about earlier to move on here to the final, to the next
Eastern
round,
Finals.
the Eastern Final, and that game's going to be played against the winner of the teams that come next. It's going to be
York Catholic
and
Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel too. Mount Carmel comes in undefeated, Tommy.
Yeah, and the thing about it is Mount Carmel, you know, they battled with South Williamsport all year. Mount Carmel's been at the top of their game. So, you know, York Catholic's going to have to come in at the top of their game if they want to have a rematch with the Squirettes. And the same way with the Squirettes. They can't take Montrose lightly tonight. They got to come out firing on all cylinders early and be ready to put the intensity on the floor.
Okay, we mentioned that the District 2 champion was Mount Montrose. They came into this game after winning in the first round against Wailusi Valley, and of course last Tuesday night beat Carver Engineering and Science. So 2 very good teams they came through to meet here at Delone Catholic. We're going to take a break here and honor our country with playing in the national anthem. got a pretty raucous crowd here tonight. It's a pretty much a full stadium here for the first game of the night. But I will tell you that the Montrose student section is ready to go.
Oh yeah, they are. They're going to be on Sierra tonight. It's funny because they're all dressed in Carolina blue, got their Carolina blue shirts on there. Everybody knowing that she's going to Duke University, so it's going to be interesting to see how Sierra handles the students riding her all night long.
Okay, again, Delone Catholic in visiting black tonight. We have the starting lineups. Number 1, Maddie Comley. Number 20, Bethany Ball. Number 30 is Courtney McMaster. Number 13 is Maria Fatitas. And, of course, the Duke-bound recruit, Sierra Moore, number 5. Home team on the scoreboard tonight will be Montrose. And we got number 13, a senior, Dallas Ely. Freshman number 14 is Megan Gilhoyle.
Sophomore number 24.
The sophomore, number 20, Lindsay Gregory.
Sophomore number 24.
Another sophomore, number 25 is Nikki Lewis.
Senior number
Finally,
42.
number 42 right off the bench is Morgan Ruber.
They're pretty young there across the board, Dan. You got 2 sophomores and a freshman along with the 2 senior scorers. So we'll see how them sophomore and freshmen deal with the Catholic's pressure.
Here's the other thing, Tom. Tallest person on the Montrose team is 5'9".
Yeah, and that's the thing is Sierra's going to have to post up down low when she has the opportunity. You know, let's get that big girl in foul trouble down there and let's see what we can do.
That's been the key for the last 2 games. The opposite team has gotten into some foul trouble early, and Delone's taking advantage of it. So now they got to come out tonight, play solidly on defense, and make sure they don't go through those walls on offense. And away we go. Delone Catholic is on the court.
It's going to be a good one tonight, Dan. There's a lot of intensity in the air in the building here tonight.
Yeah,
so another nice facility that we get to come to here with on the road. Enjoying this state playoff run that the Squirettes are doing this year.
All right, we're ready for tip-off. Here we go. And the Squires will control the tip. Fatitas has the ball. Gets it. Oh, look, nice look, though. Unfortunately, pass was off. That's going to be a lot of bounce. It's going to be the first turnover of the game. It's going to be on Delone. We will tell you that this is a very rural area, so unfortunately we are on a wireless connection, as we always are, but this is a rural connection, so we may lose you here and there. Just refresh your page. We'll get it back up as quickly as we can. Delone now has a steal by Sierra Moore. She's going to bring it in transition. Looks to take it in, gets it to McMaster. That's Fatitas for 3. That's going to bounce off the rim. Rebound by number 32, Sierra Kaprinski. That's Kapinski out to number 13. That is Ely.
It looks like Maddie Conley's going to guard Ely tonight. She's going to see if she can shut her down.
Nikki Lewis. Back to Kapinski. Over to 14. That's Gilhoyle. And that's inside. Misses the easy shot there. Number 24 missed. That's Lattimore. And that'll be Sierra Moore in transition. And she is fouled.
That was a good take to the basket by Sierra. She got down there and she went to the left side and got the foul drawn.
That was on number 25, Nikki Lewis. That's her first, the team's first.
I think the big key here, Dan, is to see how Maddie Conley can shut down Dallas Ali. You know, not let her score and get her 20 points is a big key.
And there's Sierra Moore making the first one. That's a 1-0 lead to Delone Catholic.
If you look, Delone's running the same defense they ran the other night. You know, they're leaving some of the shooters alone, certain girls, and they're double teaming the scorers. So Montrose has got to look off that and find the open girl.
And Sierra hits the second one. 2-0 Delone early in the first quarter here. Ely with the ball.
It looked like she got away with a walk.
Good help there by Sierra Moore. Good head fake. Out of control, though. Pass is very nice hustle there by Fatitas. And
they're going to call a foul on Courtney McMaster, it looks like. So they're going to get her coming down from on top. Yep, that's what they're going to call.
That's Courtney's first. Team's first.
Jerry's a little upset about that.